Welcome back once again to SLV Top Facts, the channel dedicated to uncovering the strangest and most mysterious discoveries. Today, we're diving deep into the top 10 most disturbing things ever found inside abandoned houses, places long forgotten by time. These discoveries are truly shocking, deeply eerie, and completely unexplainable, leaving everyone who encounters them puzzled and unsettled. So, let's begin our journey into these haunting abandoned spaces right now. Daring explorers entered an old Victorian house, built in an era long past, and stepped into a room completely filled with life-size mannequins. These mannequins were carefully arranged in worn chairs, all facing each other directly, as if they were attending some kind of silent, eternal meeting. Some of the mannequins were missing entire arms, while others showed clear signs of burn marks scorched into their surfaces. Tragically, no one has ever learned who placed these mannequins there in such a configuration, or what this bizarre meeting was ever meant to represent. In the midst of a collapsing kitchen, barely holding together after years of neglect, a heavy refrigerator stood firmly chained shut with thick metal. When the explorers finally broke open the rusted lock, they discovered inside old medical jars filled with strange liquid samples, along with faded labels dated all the way back to the 1980s. Authorities later came and sealed off the entire house completely, yet no one could ever explain who had collected these mysterious samples or for what disturbing purpose. In one particularly eerie abandoned home, messages had been written frantically across every single wall, covering them entirely. Some of these messages turned out to be desperate, frantic prayers scrawled in haste, while others were stark warnings, such as the chilling phrase, "Do not open the basement." When the explorers finally reached the basement door after seeing those warnings, they found it securely nailed shut from the outside with heavy nails. Inside a house that had stood empty and abandoned for a full 30 years, explorers uncovered a perfectly preserved child's room, untouched by time. A faded birthday banner still hung limply from the ceiling, old toys lay scattered across the floor, and the bed was neatly made with care. The entire scene looked just as if the child had simply stepped out moments ago for a short while, but in reality, the entire family was never seen or heard from again. Explorers carefully noticed fresh footprints, clearly leading down a long, dark hallway, even though the entire building had been securely locked from the outside for a long time. These mysterious fresh prints came to an abrupt stop right in front of a simple closet door at the end of the hallway. Peering inside the closet, they found a thin, worn mattress laid out, several empty food cans scattered around, and a small, dim lantern nearby. It became chillingly clear that someone had been secretly living there, hidden away from the world in that cramped space. In one abandoned living room, untouched for years, there stood a massive bird cage so enormous it was large enough to hold an entire person inside. Scattered across the bottom of this oversized cage were heavy chains, rusted and foreboding, hinting at dark possibilities. Despite thorough investigations, there were absolutely no records of any violence or criminal activity ever linked to the previous owner of the house. The reason why such a human-sized cage existed in that living room remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries to this day. Behind a noticeably cracked false wall in the structure, explorers managed to uncover a hidden room that contained nothing but a single, dusty table. Resting on that table were large piles of old, faded photographs, remnants of dried candle wax, and an open notebook completely filled with strange, cryptic symbols. These intricate symbols drawn throughout the notebook didn't match any known language from any culture or era in recorded history. The hidden room itself had absolutely no windows for light or air, leaving it in perpetual darkness with no answers whatsoever. Deep inside an abandoned home left to rot, one particular room still had active electricity flowing, powered mysteriously by a small, humming generator in the corner. Displayed on the screen of the running computer were recent emails that had been sent only a week earlier, despite the house being empty and abandoned for many months prior. Even after extensive efforts, authorities could never trace the identity of the sender behind those inexplicable recent emails. A narrow, claustrophobic hallway in the abandoned house was adorned with dozens of old dolls hanging precariously from the ceiling by thin strings. Each and every one of these hanging dolls had a single ominous word carefully written on it, such as listen, don't run, and look up. To this day, the true purpose behind this disturbing display of hanging dolls throughout the hallway remains completely unknown and baffling. The most profoundly disturbing discovery of all was a small, unassuming wooden box carefully hidden behind the back of a drawer in the furniture. When finally opened, inside this box were hundreds upon hundreds of human teeth, varying greatly in sizes, shapes, and apparent ages from children to adults. No existing medical records could match any of these teeth to known individuals, and absolutely no one has any idea who collected them all or for what horrifying reason. Now that you've heard about all these chilling finds, which one of these discoveries disturbed you the most on a personal level? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for even more mysteries and unbelievable strange discoveries just like these. This has been SLV Top Facts. We'll see you again soon in the next intriguing video.